"25 Spring Culture Highlights Culture The Guardian. We use cookies to improve your experience on our site and to show you personalized advertising. To find out more, read our end. Better late than never. 60 Years of Women Artists opens at Tate Britain on April 22, bucking long-established tradition by dedicating several permanent and free galleries to work entirely by female artists. All the big names, audience appetites whetted by Bohemian Rhapsody can feast on 2 more music-powered movies this spring. In May, Rock, a pair of outstanding female-led dramas return for their eagerly awaited second series this spring. We last left the artist whose jazzy hieroglyphics live on in t-shirts, badges, CD covers and a million dilute imitations, died of AIDS in 1990 at the age of 31. Famous for nimbly, Welsh National Opera's Freedom Season Cardiff, 3 June 30th explores issues of justice and injustice in music through an ambitious program of opera rare and familiar, including Jake Heggie's true story Dead Man Walking, Manada's tale of a political dissident, The Consul, a double bill of Dalla Piccola's The Prisoner and Beethoven's Fidelio Act 2 using a community chorus, and Chrysis opera Brundibler, made famous by children in their Eisenstadt concentration camp and here performed by 10-18-year-old members of WNO Youth Opera. Alongside artists after his game-changing success reinventing Tchaikovsky's classical ballets such as The Nutcracker, Sleeping Beauty, and above all Swan Lake, which he famously reimagined with male swans, Matthew Bourne turns his attention to Romeo and Juliet, setting his new creation to the terrific, swooning Prokofiev score. His emphasis is after 7 series of White Wine, Discordant Jazz, Incognito Headscarves and Personal Upheaval U+, of course, Copious Crying U, bipolar spy Carrie Mathison Claire Danes embarks on her 8th and final mission. This one is to Inuit Elams, the UK-based Nigerian-born poet, graphic artist, and playwright Supremo, saw his career take off with the hugely popular Now on a nationwide tour. He spotted the dramatic Stockhausen's opera in 3 acts, A Greeting and Farewell, conducted by Maxime Pascal, returns to the UK for the first time since 1985. The Joint Forces, Machines Like Me by Ian McEwan Jonathan Cape, April 18. Britain Has Lost the Big Sky by Kate Atkinson Doubleday, June 18. Atkinson's Much, 10 minutes 38 seconds in This Strange World by Elif Shafak Viking, June 6. In the First Minute, The Porpoise by Mark Haddon Chatto Windus, May 9. A Stunningly On Earth Were Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong Jonathan Cape, June 20. Ocean Vuong is the Cotswolds Festival has recently shed its trad image. 2019's killer lineup includes new generation stars and Alchemist as well as veterans. 1 May 6. The multi-venue Weekender is the UK's answer to and still one of the best places to cop the new music stars of tomorrow, in a blustery seaside setting. Brighton Beach, a magical dance festival below for a mere 2,000 people on the 800-year-old Great Fulford Estate with house, techno, DB, and chill alongside live bands, multi-sensory yoga, sex positivity, performance art, and a secret headliner's new project. Dunsford, a welcome new addition to South London's festival circuit, this Sunday of soul, funk, and jazz finds prestige names such as Chaka Khan and Martha Reeves alongside newer offerings including The Comet Is Coming and Nubia Garcia. Brockville Park, John Malkovich stars in a new black farce by David Mamet about a misbehaving movie mogul. No prizes for guessing it is inspired by Harvey Weinstein. It sounds grotesque. Melissa Jefferson, you best known as Lizzo, you has been making hits since 2013 with her exuberant brand of pop rap. In the past year, at one point, the long-awaited new Vampire Weekend LP Father of the Bride, Columbia Records, May 3rd was going to ape the double helix structure of DNA. But the New York band, another big pop beast, Mark Ronson, is readying Late Night Feelings Sony, June, a record full of sad bangers. He divorced in 2018 in the vein of his recent Miley Cyrus hit. And following a break, People of the World. One of the most from June 22nd, Leeds and Wakefield unite for a massive 3D extravaganza, featuring colossal outdoor figures by in Wakefield City Centre, the great American sculptor and 2 entire museums, the Henry Moore Institute and Leeds Art Gallery, given over to sculpture. 7 works by, with a recent flurry of awards, writer Stefan Golizewski's slow-burning silvery rom-com is finally getting the recognition it deserves, just in time for its swan song. The third and final, this article contains affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission if a reader clicks through and makes a purchase. All our journalism.
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.